Can't do it. Can't do it. I can't do it anymore, guys. Ugh. Okay, so let's get on with this video. Yeah, all the formalities, okay? Hello, my name is Martyr. Thank you for coming to the FreeMelon Society today. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to announce the commencement of a series. The reason I think I need to start this particular series is because there exists out there an enemy whose noxious poison fumes have perfused through all the atmosphere of intellectual human thought. This enemy is actually a religious faith. It is a devotional faith by the manipulators, I should say the dark manipulators of society, the world engineers, the social engineers, the ones that want to steer humanity along certain very specific guided channels using all sorts of multifaceted mental manipulative techniques so that eventually any and all roads lead to their inevitable result that was orchestrated from the very beginning. The religion that this series of videos, I have no idea how long this series is going to be, how many videos I'll contribute to this playlist, but whatever it is, this series is going to be about exposing the lies of this religious faith. We're told the adversary is the author of confusion, and that is what this faith does to minds. It confuses them. What is this religious faith that I'm talking about? The religious faith that I'm talking about is the faith of scientism. What is scientism? Scientism is a radical, dogmatic faith in the scientific process that assumes the power to explain everything and anything and all works of creation. It is the faith that assumes that by reducing the physical matter of reality to its broken parts, that we can come to complete understanding of everything that is to understand in reality. It's a very arrogant religion, and it is plagued with errors for most all of the scientific academic fields of study in universities and colleges. Scientism is at odds with the idea that there could be some force of creation that is greater than the minds of science. They hate this thought. And so anything that is unknown or unknowable by the scientific process, the world of science either A, completely disregards, or B, comes up with some sort of explanation, no matter how bogus, no matter how childish, no matter how silly, paints it in a garb of jargony, high-sounding, highfalutin language to make it sound authoritative, and hopes that the public buys it because they don't know the language or they just haven't investigated enough.
This is the first ever image of a hydrogen atom taken over 10 years ago. As you can see, these images aren't so clear. To see more clearly, scientists use something called electron tichography on a praseodymium orthoiscandate crystal and took the highest resolution image of an atom ever. There it is. Highest resolution image of an atom ever. There it is. To see more clearly, electron tichography. To see more clearly, electron tichography. There it is.
So that's what this series is going to be about. And these are going to be, hopefully, these are going to be shorter videos. And my plan is to go through this series step by incremental step, building kernels of conceptual awareness about how this operates, so that we can slowly start to extricate our minds from this poisonous influence of scientism and what it's done to cripple holistic thought. Now, this does not mean to say that the scientific process is in any way evil in and of itself. That is not what I'm saying. The scientific method is in fact a very well thought out method for obtaining observational results and for accruing raw data. It's wonderful. And it has gifted society untold pleasures and leisures and conveniences and technological marvels. So it's not that there is no use for science. Of course, we need the scientific method if we're going to continue to grow in thought. But what scientism is a radical and wrongful application of science to make conclusions about reality that are not correct. Okay, so that's what this series is going to be about. And it starts right now. in order to kick off this series, I'm not going to start with anything super complex. I'm just going to issue a thought experiment for you to consider. That's it. And then we'll proceed step by step from there. All I want you to do is just to sit back, relax, and use your imagination for a second, okay? Let's assume that we have a house, okay? It's a mansion. It's a beautiful, big mansion, all right? Now, this mansion houses a family, and this family has been living in this mansion for years. Maybe the mansion's in a neighborhood, whatever, that doesn't matter. And the family carries on its familial business as any family would in a house. Now, one day, the mansion explodes. It's completely pulverized. The ground where the mansion stood is now rendered it's ground zero. It looks like a war zone. It's just bits and pieces and fragments just strewn all over the place in this radius around where the mansion was. That looks like a blast went off, okay? It's just chaos. Now, here's my question for you. If I were to tell you that myself and a team of gigaton dweebs in white lab coats,
Prasiodium orthoiscandate crystal,
gigaton dweebs in white lab coats went off to the blast site, and we examined the bits and pieces of the mansion by looking at them and, I don't know, shining lights on them and throwing bits and pieces of these fragments under a microscope and taking a look at what they were made of, scrutinizing burnt charred remains from every single angle, and just doing all sorts of analyses to the remains of this house. Now imagine that myself and my team did that. And then I came to you a week later with a report. And on this report, I presumed to tell you, based on all of our findings from the remains of the blast, the report will reveal to you the following information: how the family lived, what their favorite vacation spots were, what they liked to eat at dinner time, who usually washes the dishes, where the kids liked to hang out the most in the house, who slept in what room, how many arguments have there been in the house in the last month, what was the father's favorite color, what was the mother's favorite drink, what day of the week was games night, what day of the week was date night for the parents, what behavior did the kids engage in that really upset the father, so on and so forth. Okay, you guys understand. Okay, now my report gives you all of this information, tells you that this is what we concluded from the burnt and charred remains of the house. Now, my question to you is, do you accept that information? Do you have any problems with that report? Anything that comes to mind with that report, okay? Think about it. I'm gonna guess that it probably won't take too much time to consider, but if you can come to the right answer about the credibility of such a report, then you are at least 50% of the way there to seeing through many of the lies of science, particularly because this is a health and wellness channel, particularly of biochemistry and nutritional science, okay? So I'm gonna leave you with that thought experiment. I'm gonna leave you with that report and how you would react if someone came to you and claimed all those conclusions based on the blown up mansion, okay? I'm just gonna leave it there for now. You think about it, and I'll see you guys in the next episode, okay? I'm Eli Martyr. Thank you for your time, and God bless.